My name is Pauline Porkka, and I live in Centerville. Yes, because I went to first grade here in one of these buildings. That was the elementary school. And then in September of '38, we moved from Hyannis to Centerville. So I, second grade on, it was fascinating to me because I didn't know anything about it. And here I am going into second grade, and I'm in the room with the first grade and the second grade, 2 grades in one room. But I do like Centerville. We lived on, well, in my day it was Yarmouth Road. And we lived on that road. And then we moved to Centerville, and we're on Pine. I'm on family property off of Pine Street right now. We moved there in '38.
And you still live in the same house?
No, I live in back of it,
Oh, yeah.
because the land goes way back. And my son was right next door to me, but now he has left the state. He's out in Iowa.
Yeah.
He just retired from the police force.
Yeah.
So he, he was next door, but I do have, the people that bought the house are very, very nice, very nice. So I'm lucky there. And I do like Centerville much better than Hyannis. It's more quiet, and it's just so friendly. And you walk by somebody's house and they're waving to you. Basketball. And that's it, because I had 2 sisters that one lost a tooth, another one ruined a knee in field hockey, and Kay Nahubian, who was the phys ed thing, she wasn't happy with me at all, but I was on the basketball, and we went and did all the shows that she put on. We went to Camp Edwards and put on the show and everything, and down here in West End. And we went twice to the base, basketball and the show, because Provincetown, we girls and boys went where it was so long. And then I would get my brother's car, because I had a license to play afternoon games around here. So it was just the first and second team of girls, and then at night would be the first and second team of the boys. And so that it was interesting. We had fun. Yeah, I went to McClellan's, and then from there to the telephone company.
So McClellan's was your first job?
My first
after high
job.
school?
No, during school.
During school?
Yeah, I had to get permission because of, if your marks weren't up, you couldn't go. So
What did you do at McClellan's?
register. I was in the cosmetics. He'd go downstairs and fill my little wagon and drag it upstairs to put things out on the counter and all like that. I liked it. And then at Christmas, worked at after school at Christmas, but couldn't stay open late like they stayed open late. So I could only work a couple of hours because, it wasn't Christmas vacation yet. And then from there, I went to that was 2 years. So I went to the telephone company, and I was 14 and a half years telephone company. Oh, a lot. I did from Provincetown to Bowen, assigning, when all the places went to dial, I assigned all the dial. Another girl in the telephone company, her and I were the woman from Fall River. And we assigned all the dial numbers.
And before that, it were the chords.
It was the chords, yeah. And little paintbrushes, like if, say you had 1357R and you disconnected it because you weren't going to be here in the winter, I'd have to go around with a little thing and put a mark there so that the operators would know that that's either disconnected or temporarily disconnected. Busy, busy, busy. More telephones, more telephones. Make sure they were all working. And they had big parties down the yacht club. And then they were right over here too, in the building. Centerville. Because it's nice and quiet and you know, friendly, you know your neighbors, and you don't have troubles with the neighbors. At least we haven't. A lot, because, you know, more houses and developments being built. So it's changed a lot.
More people,
More people.
more kids.
Not necessarily. I mean, you know, they're like the place next to me, I think I've only seen about 3 or 4 kids get on the bus when I was up taking care of, you know, my 2 sisters and my brother. There's not that many kids. I don't have anybody on Halloween anymore. Because they're all grown and they have their own kids, and they have a lot down here in Hyannis that they entertain the kids with.
Sure.
So, but it's quiet. Well, I like to work in the yard. So I like summer.
Have a garden?
No, I used to have tomatoes and things, but my homestead, my father always had a garden, and then my brother, Dwight, who was a school teacher, junior high, he had a garden, so I just went up there and picked what I wanted. One time when the little tomatoes first came out, I planted those because I tried one at the store. They were having people try them, you know. So I grew them. Well, I was taking tomatoes to the whole neighborhood. I had so many tomatoes. And Yukon potatoes. So I had those all winter. But now most of my yard is bushes and flowers. Well, that's kind of hard to answer because I do know from different people and my own grandson, they can't afford to live here. And those that I went to school with, when they went to college, they moved off. Now that they're retired, they've moved back. But they're working. You know, they have part-time work. So, but it's hard when you're on a strict check there.
Sure.
No, but I have a friend that works there, and as a matter of fact, yesterday Meredith said to me, she says, "You don't know how to use a computer?" And I says, "No, I didn't have computers when I was in school. I had no idea how to turn one on, never mind use it." And she mentioned there, and I says, "Oh, well then I'll go take a ride over and see if my friend Carol is there and ask her, because she says they do give lessons, just simple. They don't go into it too deep. And I wanted to take my brother there, but he didn't want to go. He had Alzheimer's, and I thought it would be good for him, but he had his cronies that he went for coffee every morning. So that kept him happy.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go look into that. I can't think of anything because I wasn't here that long. I just went to first grade, and it was always up in Centerville. We couldn't wait to get out of the parade when it was in the Girl Scouts, so that Memorial Day with our bathing suits underneath our uniform, we could go to the beach and dry off before we got home. Well, the original owner taught him. He worked for him. And I heard from people that worked there, and everyone that worked there, you know, some of them had started with the original owner. And just in the course of conversations, you know, I'd say, gee, I had a frap the other day, and it didn't taste like a frap to me. And this person says, Mr. whatever the original owner's name was, would have a fit if he knew the shortcuts that Dick was taking. Gang of us, we'd walk up, we'd go through Craig Village and go to a penny store down there, or we'd go up in the village and go to a penny store.
Sure.
And go to the Four Seasons and get ice cream. Be eating our ice cream on the way home. Yeah, well, Pop Sears was the head one in the town building. And then, of course, the jail was downstairs in my day, because we parked there when I worked the telephone company.
Right.
And then the Cape and Vineyard, the stock room, was downstairs from the telephone company, you know, by Puritan in the back there, and that's where my brother worked. So all I had to do was go downstairs and see him and have a little chat on my break or whatever. But it was, and Rita Chauncey, she worked for Pop Sears. He was very nice.
Yeah.
Liked him very much. Not really. The only thing that bothers me is I'm retired and I'm Social Security. Why do I have to pay taxes for the Hyannis school? I have no children in school. Pauline, Porkka, Centerville.